If you're interested in selling your clothing online, today I'm going to show you how you can get started doing that. So let's talk about it. How's it going, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. My name is Charlie, here today to help you do the things that you love. Today we're going to be taking a look at print-on-demand services. And basically, if you don't know what that is, if you want to sell clothing online and you've held off from doing that because you don't have a warehouse or you don't have a screen printer, print-on-demand services are going to be perfect for you. Essentially, you'll be able to partner up with a company who will print out your clothing for you, package it, and ship it to your customers. You don't have to do anything except for design the clothing and get the customers. So I'm going to start off this video by showing you a print-on-demand service that you can use. I've used them before myself. I've made money doing it, so it's definitely a trustworthy platform. I'll walk you through how you can set up your store and start getting your first sales. And then after that, I kind of want to talk about my thoughts on print-on-demand stores and if I think it's worth it to pursue doing this in 2020. So the service I'm going to be showing you guys today is called Printful. Something that's great about Printful is it's free to sign up for an account. Also, you don't have to have a minimum amount of orders, so if you're just getting started, Printful is a great place to start out with print-on-demand services. They have a wide array of different products that you can put your designs on, and there's also a bunch of different platforms that you can put your Printful store on, so it gives you a lot of flexibility for which route you want to go. If you want to make a Shopify store, if you want to make your own website and integrate WooCommerce, there's a lot of different options that you can use with Printful. So I just wanted to mention quickly, this video is not sponsored by Printful. I don't have an affiliate link, but to start off, you're going to need to make a Printful account. So I put a sign up link in the description below. Go ahead and click that, pause this video, make your account. They're just going to ask you some personal details, as well as I think the name of the store that you're setting up. Just go through that. It should be pretty straightforward. And then when you're done, go ahead and come back to this video and we can continue the process. So once you're finished setting up your Printful account, the next thing you need to do is choose which platform you integrate with. Luckily, there are tons of options on Printful, which is part of the reason that I like this platform. So if you take a look at the integrations page on their website, it'll give you a full list of the different options that you have. The first that I want to talk about are Shopify and Wix. These are the two quick setup time platforms that you can go with. So if you're a beginner and you just want to get started as fast as you can, I think Shopify and Wix are two great options. But also keep in mind that the price is going to be a little bit more expensive with these services. I believe Shopify is a $30 a month fee and Wix is somewhere in the same neighborhood. So keep that in mind. You are going to be paying for the quick setup. And the next one I wanted to talk about was WooCommerce. So WooCommerce would be if you make a WordPress website, you can integrate WooCommerce through that website. So I think eventually, if you wanted to make your own website, if you know how to do that, WooCommerce is a great option to go. And it's also cheaper. So if you make your own website through WordPress, for an example, the only thing that you're really going to be paying is the hosting fee monthly, which could be anywhere from like $3 to $15, which is definitely cheaper than the Shopify and Wix options. So it's definitely something to think about. If you know how to do that, you can save a little bit of money. If you're unsure about which platform you want to integrate Printful with, don't stress out about it. Just go to the Printful website and look at their integrations page. Take some time to scroll through the different platforms that are available to you. There's a Learn More button for each integration available with Printful, so you can look at more detailed information about each platform. That way you can make a good informed decision about which platform is going to be best for your needs. So once you have your account set up, you're going to have to figure out how you're going to be making the designs for your clothing. Now, if you're a designer or you already have designs made up, you don't have to worry about this. You can disregard this part. But there are a couple of options that you have available if you don't have designs already made. The first option would be to use a free tool to design the clothing. There are a couple of options out there that you can use. The first one I'd recommend is GIMP. GIMP is an open source software. It's kind of like a knockoff of Photoshop. It's great for photo editing or just editing designs in general, and you can create some great designs for clothing on GIMP. It's also cross-platform, so it can run on Windows, Mac, Linux, so you can download GIMP for free. I'll put a link in the description if you're interested in doing that. Another option that you have available is Canva. You may have heard of Canva before. It's really easy to use. It's a free online design software. You can create designs very easily. It's great for poster and canvas printing, but you can also make some easy designs for clothing. If you do decide to use one of these free alternatives, just keep in mind that the designs that you're going to make on these probably won't be anything stellar. So if you're going to get serious about selling clothing online, eventually you're probably going to want to move into a more professional software, which is what I'm going to talk about next. So the next option you have is to use paid software to design your clothing. The two most common apps that are out there are Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator. I've used Photoshop for a long time. It's what I use to design my clothing personally. I don't like Illustrator, but I know that you can make some crazy designs on Illustrator, so that's a great software as well. Just keep in mind, if you're new to either one of these softwares, it's going to take you a little bit. There's a little bit of a learning curve for sure. So if you want to do that, be ready to invest the time, watch some YouTube videos, use something like Skillshare, and just really invest some time into it. And eventually you'll be able to make some great clothing using those softwares. Now, the last option, if you don't want to do any design work, you just want to start selling clothing, you could hire someone to do the designing for you. And I'm going to plug Fiverr. It's a website that I work on all the time. They have some really nice designers on there, ones that work specifically for clothing. You can hire them to make a design for a shirt or a hoodie, whatever you're making, and then you just get the file from them, throw it on the clothing, you're ready to go. So if you don't want to spend time designing stuff, hiring a freelancer is a great way to go. I'll throw a sign up link to Fiverr in the description. If you use that link, then you'll get 20% off of your first purchase. So that's 20% off your first clothing design. So, I mean, that's a no-brainer. So once you figure out how you're going to get your clothing designed, it's time to start thinking about the platform that you integrate with again. If you're someone that doesn't want to spend money yet, you just want to see where this goes, I think starting off with a platform like BigCartel or Spreadshirt, which I haven't even mentioned yet, which doesn't use Printful, but it's a similar print-on-demand service. I think that's better if you're going to be using design software like GIMP or Canva, something that's free and might not be able to make the best designs, but you can just get stuff out there without spending any money. Now, if you're willing to spend time and money on professional design software, I think it would benefit you to have your own website set up, so that way you can use Shopify, Wix, or even make a WordPress website and integrate WooCommerce to set up your store that way. Then you're going to have the most flexibility, and you're also going to be able to retain customers because you can collect their information when they check out from you. And you're also building a brand in a way because they have somewhere that they can go and find you, and it's your own domain. It's not on Spreadshirt or it's not myamazingstore.bigcartel.com. It's your own thing. You don't have to be a part of something else. Just keep in mind that it does come back to money. Services like Shopify and Wix do cost more money. So in the long run, if you have money to put into this, definitely go that route. But if not, you can go back to some of the free options that we've talked about. So is it still worth making an online clothing store in 2020? Well, it kind of depends. It's not cut and dry like that. If you have a large audience to promote clothing to, definitely, by all means, make an online clothing store. You want to be able to give your fans merchandise that they can represent you with. But if you don't have an audience online already, it can be very difficult to start selling clothing online and build up an audience. It's going to take even more money with things like marketing, social media advertising, or just trying to get out the word yourself is going to take a lot of time. So if you have the time and you're really interested in it, you can try it, but just keep in mind, it is going to be difficult to get started if you don't already have a large audience that you can sell the clothing to. Also, if you're going to be selling your clothing on something like Spreadshirt or even BigCartel, there's a lot of competition out there because people can sell their clothing for free with these print-on-demand services, so you're competing with a lot of other designs out there. So that about wraps it up for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed Printful. Let me know what you think in the comments. Also, if you have any more questions about this service, feel free to ask me and I'll be sure to help you out. If you enjoyed the video, please consider hitting the like button below and subscribing for more content. And I will see you guys in the next video.